Good afternoon, everyone, and this is a special Sunday recording because I have something very special to bring to you. Um, was supposed to get this. Well, first it was delivery date unknown, then it was going to be Monday, and then all of a sudden it showed up on Saturday. And this is none other than from Transformers Earthspark, Deluxe Class Terran Thrash. This was a figure I would say maybe a month and a half ago was first revealed to us, and then about a week ago or so, it went up for a surprise pre-order on Amazon, so I was able to grab it. Um, and I wanted to, and I'm breaking with tradition. We're starting off in robot mode because I wanted to show you the articulation and flexibility of the character. You do get some great deep uh, ankle bends there. And of course, there's the, you know, finish off the articulation, you got a waist swivel. You saw the hips. The knee, unfortunately, is a little limited due to the placement of the wheel. You can use the transformation joint. Well, actually, no, you can't. Can't bend back like that. So that is a little bit limited. We saw the foot articulation, and you have ball joints in the shoulder, bicep swivel, single joint bend at the elbow, but you also have fist articulation, which means if you so desire, you can do gangster thrash. Okay. Just an interesting little thing is that Thrash's gun looks a little bit like one of those old 50s sci-fi pistols. Now, besides holding it in the hand, you can attach it to the coupler shield here, buckler shield, excuse me. Now, the instructions, funny enough, when holding it in the hand, show you to hold it this way, but when it's attached to the shield, it should be facing forward. I think that's just a little bit of a printing error that uh, it is, obviously the barrel is supposed to face forward. And I do believe that's a 3 millimeter port attachment, so you can do it that way. So let me just, I gotta take some, no, just straighten out the legs. You also have a thigh swivel there. Um, a lot of that is for the transformation, but now, of course, if you want to, you can store the shield here on the back, and obviously peg the weapon into it too, so you have that full, uh, range of articulation. Um, I mean, full weapon storage there. I think you put it in this way. There you go. I mean, it fits, not too tightly, but it fits well enough. So just go ahead now, and what we'll do is we'll get into the transformation and we'll combine the weapons. And one thing I'll say about the transformation, if you have the warrior class Terran Thrash, some of these steps are going to seem familiar. First thing you want to do, bring the arms out to the side. That'll just give you some room. I've going to. I mean, the instructions for the most part are fairly good. Um, I'm just gonna, have my own little adjustments here or there. Next, what you want to do is rotate the legs at the thigh. That will so the wheels are facing up. Now on this side, what you're going to do is unpeg the foot and rotate it forward. Actually, no, rotate it backwards, so you can see what will be the kickstand. The instructions then tell you to flip open the foot and flip the kickstand out. I would not do that because the kickstand likes to pop off. So we'll just hold on to that until the end. Now on this foot, you're gonna. Oh, and I almost forgot. You're gonna want to once you unpeg it like that, uh, you're going to fold it up thusly. Oh, yes. So you actually have it facing forward like this, and then you're going to fold it back like that, and slot tab goes in right there. And then this one, fold it out, rotate it, fold it out. Now this foot, as you can see, there is a lot of similar articulation, but right here, you actually have a swivel at the toe joint. So you're going to rotate that around and fold it up. Now, what you want to do first is bend the uh, bend at this joint right here, and then bend up the knee so that basically you have it where you can peg the. See if I can show you. There's like the tab into the furthest slot on right below the hip. Let me show you on this side. We're going to do the same thing. Fold up that joint as this joint as far as it will go, and then fold it at the knee, and then that will allow you. Now at this point, oh boy, this is where it gets a little silly. There's a tab on this side, this leg and foot, that will go into a slot right there in the middle, and then you got to press up to secure it into place. Oh, that actually worked pretty easily. And at this point, if you so desire, go ahead, flip down the kickstand. And should this pop off, which it will, you want to make sure that when you when you have Thrash's torso facing towards you, you want this kickstand, the flat part, to be facing. You would think you would want to have the actual kickstand part facing, but if you don't put it in this way, it won't fold up and it won't sit right. So just make sure I got everything pegged in. And now what we're going to do, and again, this is the part that really is similar to the warrior class figure. Rotate so that the torso is now facing towards the left. Unpeg the backpack. It will peg into the rear section, just like so. Um, Flip up the the chest of Thrash, and then flip up the back part there. Unpeg it, bring it forward. This little nubbin will fit into that turquoise tab. You just wiggle jiggle. Now, I recommend at this point flipping up the front of the motorcycle. You'll see why in a second. Now, what you want to do is rotate the forearms so that the ball joint and the hinges here are facing forward, and that you're able to actually collapse it like so. So you actually, I rotated that wrong. You actually want this whole extra kibbly bit to face forward, and then you can accordion it like so. Next, fold the arms down at the shoulder joint, rotate the fist so the back of the hand is facing up. Now you're going to fold this down, and the back part of the fist should peg sit into that section. Nubbin's right here. So we do that like that. And on this side, there's an extra tab that will go into a slot in the forearm for extra security. And now the reason why I had you keep the front end of the motorcycle up is that there's tabs right here that are going to fit into the shoulder slots. So just give it a little, make sure everything's all locked up. Oop, and because my hand slipped, that knocked the kickstand off. Hey, everything's. This is a very very simple, like I wouldn't say simple, but like cheap feeling. So that's cheap in a good way, meaning stuff is meant to pop off. So you basically have it, the motorcycle done. Take this whole section, and with the prongs of the shield facing backwards and the blaster facing backwards, you peg it in. So that whole last section with the torso here, very similar to the warrior figure, but you lose the sidecar. You have the kickstand, you have the shield and blaster, but you lose the sidecar. And just so we flip up the kickstand there, it does roll quite nicely. Color wise, I don't know if this is accurate to the show. I actually haven't been watching, but it's not as that you don't have that silvery gray anymore. This is more of like an off white, like what I would say like a pearlescent white, because you do see a little bit of a sheen here. And there's the Terran Autobot logo, which, well, what I think is the Terran Autobot logo. Okay, so yeah, not bad. And because this is a kid supposed to be kid friendly, let me help you guys out, and I'll bring you back to robot mode. So remove the shield and weapon, bring up this section here, and basically once you start unpegging the arms and stuff, once you start moving on that, that's going to unpeg the arms from everything. So, and bring in the kickstand too. So just bring those up and out. Leave that like so. Bring out the shoulders. Bring out, unaccordion the arms there. Rotate them so that they're facing forward. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Rotate the fist too. At this point, you do actually have that ball joint right there in robot mode, but I really don't use it that much. Bring up the torso. Now, when you're folding the torso up, it will soft detent into place. I wish these feet could like peg in a little, like somewhere on the sides here, like just to have a little extra security. Bring down the chest, that will lock into place. Bring back the torso. Uh, keep the arms in. Now, this back section, it will sit, but oh good, it actually pegged in. Sometimes we'll have an issue with it pegging in. And now what you want to do is just separate the legs, unfold them from the knee, straighten out that joint right there, rotate the foot. Remember, on this side, you want to bring that toe joint around, click the foot into place, and then we just, what do we, oh, you want to straighten it out there, bring it down if you want. I'll be honest with you, when it comes to straightening out the legs, I just find if it's easier to unbend the knee all the way. That way I could to remember, how far things go, and how to keep those transformation joints straight. Straighten the torso, bring the arms down, rotate the forearms properly since, I'm a schmuck and I don't know what I'm doing. Now I know what I'm doing. And then there you go. And again, just if you so desire, peg this in. Oh, there you got a little weapon storage, or you just peg it into the forearm, like so. And heck, you know what? You could even, if you want to do shield, blaster, and then like that, and then turn the fist. That ain't bad. That's kind of cool. So, oh, and I forgot to mention the head is on a ball joint, but because of the design of the head, you get a little waggle, but it might be a little limited. Happy expression. Interesting. So, I think, yeah, we'll call that a review. We'll pause, and we'll come back with my final thoughts. Like, Twitch really has this, like, oblivious with joy look on his face. I mean, he either is just a really happy Autobot or has no idea what's going on and is all the better for it. But let me answer the big question. And this is one I've already been asked on the Amazon forum on TFW 2005. What is better, the Warrior class figure or the Deluxe figure? This one here. And the answer is it's a good question. Number one, I can't say which one is better because they are inherently two different figures. While the quality of plastic feels similar, the Warrior class is meant to be simpler for younger hands. Um, Now, in terms of complexity of transformation, this is a little more complex, but not by much. And I think the complexity of this figure comes from the fact that you're missing the sidecar, which helped finish off a lot of the transformation of the motorcycle mode. Whereas this is a more complete motorcycle mode. What I can tell you is I just think the warrior class figure is a little more fun because you have that sidecar that can be, you can have it as an arm cannon, put it on the backpack, doesn't affect the weight. When it's in motorcycle mode, you can flip out the barrel of the gun. You have a little more options. Here, you have a shield and a smaller handgun. And by doing chuck math, believe it or not, I would say we're fairly similar in terms of the amount of plastic. So, what I will say is look to Takara. With for their release of Earthspark, they have been doing old school Takara's magic and giving these figures premium paint jobs. So look at the Warrior class version of Thrash, look at the deluxe version and see which one comes out better to your eyes, and that actually might be your version of Thrash. I hope that helps you make a decision. Knowing my luck, I've just confused you all that much more. But that's it for the review. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. Supposedly helps with the algorithm. If you really want to help keep the channel going, I shouldn't say keep the channel going, but just give a little extra sign of affection. I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. $1 a month, $12 a year. But as I always say, can't swing the Patreon. Your views are more than thanks enough. We've been with me for over 10 years. We've been having a lot of fun. And I think the 40th anniversary of Transformers is going to be even more fun on top of that. So, once again, this is your old pal Chuck for Deluxe Class Terran Twitch. We will see you next time.